Check out that sunrise. Man, that is pretty. What's going on, guys? Back down here at the property today. Got a couple different things on the agenda today. Gonna change out the cam cards for one. I got a little mat instead of a stall mat for that box blind floor, so I'm gonna put that in. Then I'm gonna shift gears a little bit and go back to our duck hole, our big duck hole, work on a trail that I marked out there, kind of ease up the access to that area. And then at the end of this video, I have a little surprise for y'all, something I have not shown on the channel, on the YouTube channel or on Instagram or anywhere yet, so y'all stay tuned for that. The high today is about 99, so definitely don't want to be out here in that, so we better go ahead and get to it. Before we get too far though, gotta hydrate. Doing it for the cloud today. I got a couple ranges I want to shoot, and I haven't used these binoculars much in the field yet. I just got them a couple months ago, so why not? Man, what a pretty morning it is. It is beautiful out here. So this spot right here is the first spot on this property I ever hunted. It's pretty close to the road, it's easy to get to, and it's the first big hole coming into the property. When I first hunted this property, this hole, what I'm standing in right now, I would have been up over my waders in. It was insane how deep it was the first couple years that I was around here, was out here. And yeah, I mean, I've hunted this hole off and on since then. It's just big, it's all growed up now. I've tried to put, that we actually have a, you can't see it now, it's all growed up, but right there is a duck blind that we built back when I tore my ACL and wasn't gonna be able to, you know, hunt very hard. We built a blind there so I could hunt a little. This is the first duck hole, quote unquote, that I hunted on this property. Lots of good memories with some good friends in here. All right, camera number one. Check this bad boy out. The spot where I got this camera at here is pretty much just a big junction between that trail going back to that box blind right through there, and then this trail that cuts from the slough up there all the way back to a duck hole and the slough back there to the south. I've hunted at that box blind a couple times, but I've never hunted like this spot, and you can't, it's so growed up, you can't really see back through here when you're at that ghetto stand. I doubt I keep that blind that's up over there, but I'll probably build another one or figure something out at that same spot. So this camera will kind of be for that stand. There'll be a nice shooting lane, nice trail, and then this trail that I'm clearing out just for access here. So it ought to be a pretty good little junction spot. I've seen just a couple does and fawns on this camera so far. Anyways, just kind of thought I'd explain this spot a little bit. I don't think I have yet, so there you go. All right, so I'm over at the box blind now, and this is what I got for that floor. It's like, I mean, y'all know that carpet type stuff with, it's just got a waterproof backing on it. So I'm gonna staple this to that plywood in there. I brought my little staple gun, and I think that'll do. I think that'll do pretty good. Check that out. That looks a ton better than it did before. I did run out of staples. I knew I only had a handful, but I'll reload it and bring that staple gun back sometime and just kind of tidy up the corners, really, especially. Man, I am just tickled pink with that. That's gonna be so much better than just that fiberglass floor in there. All right, here's this old box blind camera. Swap this bad boy out. right. Man, I knew I shouldn't have worn this thicker PFG. I mean, shoot, this long sleeve. Your boy been slacking on the laundry, so that's what I had. All right, we got the camera cards changed. I got that cell cam pulled. I'm gonna move it to a different spot. But for now, I'm gonna eat me a meat stick and hang out for a second. All right, now that we got the cam cards changed and I got this cell cam back up to the box blind, we're gonna go to the very south end of the property to our big duck hole that we've got. And I marked a trail earlier in the winter. So I'm gonna see about it. I'm gonna see about trimming it out a little bit. At the very least, we've got a drawn boat back there that I know needs some attention. So let's go check in on that stuff. Boy, you can't even make this up. Just walked up on a group of hogs out here. One of them's out yonder. One of them was right over here. Took off that way. Let's see here. Dang, man. All right, so coincidentally, this spot that I just walked up on these hogs at is the only other spot that I've ever seen a hog out here in person. I was sitting in that lean-to stand back there and saw them almost exactly where they just ran off. I shot at one, never did find it, so I'm assuming I missed. Dang, dude, one of those was a big old hog. If y'all know much about them feral pigs, it don't take them too long to get a hold of an area. And once they get a hold of it, they don't leave too easy. So, looks like there might be some hog control in our near future. That's crazy, man. Well, if you can see that little pink flag right there, that'd be the start of the trail that I marked earlier this winter. That don't look too passable to me. It looks pretty thick, so I think what I'm gonna do is actually go down in there, go around, get down in there by the hole, and then maybe start working my way back this direction from the inside. I know it's a little bit thinner in there. So let me get around on in there and we'll see what it looks like. All right, welcome to a little bit of a crap show back here. You can tell there's a drum boat I was talking about. And this tree right here that's down is a big one. It's huge. A couple years ago it fell. Actually, I guess it was 2021 it fell. This boat was leaning up against, I believe it was that tree right there, kind of knocked it over. I don't believe there's any damage to it, but obviously it's full of water, got limbs in it. So my goal for this today is to get all this water out of it at least. I brought a little hand transfer pump, so we better get to pumping. All right, so what I got is just this little transfer pump here. So let's see how long this is gonna take. This is taking longer than I thought. Ain't making no headway. Let's clear this thing off and see if that opens up any possibilities. Well, this unfortunate little saga continues. This hand pump, I guess I got something in it or something, because it ain't pumping no more. I don't know if I just might have broke the little diaphragm in there or what, but I kind of cleared off most of the limbs in here, and as you might can guess, this thing's a little bit too heavy for me to tip over myself. So I'm gonna sit here and debate for a minute, see if I can come up with anything. But this might be one of those things that waits till next time. Well, I think it's gonna be a no on that boat. I couldn't figure anything out. I'm gonna have to regroup. But back down here at the duck hole, I figured I'd walk over here, and I know I've shown it on Instagram a whole lot, so I figured I'd put it in a video here. Sure are a bunch of them old white egrets out there. But looking around out here, yep, I'd say these hogs like to be over here too, rooting around, all that stuff. That right there, that's my mojo pole. Glad to see it survived another year. It's been out here, I don't know how many years now. There's some deer tracks off through here, but I think most of this is gonna be some pig. Let's see, kind of ease out here a little bit. So, yeah, so that right there is our big main duck hole. You know, I've been needing to work on it some for a long time now. You can tell how much, there's much like buckbrush out there and all these logs and stuff out here. Makes it a little bit of a death trap getting out here, but it's what we got. This spot definitely needs some work. It's produced a little bit, not too much, but it's a good little gaddy hole every now and then, a little woody hole. Needs some work, needs some clearing in just about the world's worst way, but man, it holds water like this just about year round. This is about as low as it'll ever get, which makes it pretty hard to get up in there to do any actual work. This is one of those holes that you need a big old blind and a dog to hunt it very well. I have neither of which. Anyways, I figured I'd stop in and show y'all this little spot. Well, that was not nearly as fruitful as I wanted it to be, but you know, I had to sacrifice a sock a little bit ago, if you know what I mean there. So before I start blistering too bad in this boot, I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the box blind, grab my stuff, and go get that cell cam over in Mal's corner. All right, well, I shoved the rest of that floor, that little carpet stuff in the bag back there. Picked up the old cell cam. Time to head back up to the north side. Man, it feels pretty good right now, but man, it's so humid. I feel like I say that in every video, but you know, that's just kind of Arkansas this time of year. Air's so thick you could just about swim in it. I'm not sure how old this mojo is here, but I'm imagining pretty old. It's been out here for as long as I can remember in this spot. And I just kind of left it here as a water marker. I put it on the water line at different times and just kind of keep track of how fast it rose or fell here in this little hidey hole spot here, whatever you want to call it. But this time, I think I might take it back up to the front. You know, I'd like to keep this as a memento one day, kind of clean it up. Today might be the day. All right, back over here at Mal's corner. That's where I put that hanger up the other day. The blind, I'm planning on putting back that little cypress sapling right there on the other side of it, back out in there. So for now, well, for one, let's see if this thing will connect. Yep, connected here in this spot. So let's close that up, kind of tidy it up a little bit, call it good. All right, well, I just got back out here to the car, and that pretty much wraps up everything I wanted to do at this property. But I did say there was a surprise here at the end. So I'm a man of my word. I said there'd be one, and there is one. So like I said, this is not anything that has been on the channel, or I believe been on the Instagram. I don't think I posted about this at all. So to find out what it is, we're gonna have to get in the car and go down the road a little bit. Folks, well, here we are. Some of y'all might recognize this road, others may not. Hopefully you don't. But right back here behind me is some public land here in Arkansas. On the other side, or in the middle of that public land, is actually a piece of woods that we own. So it is surrounded by public land. It's up in the WMA on all 4 sides. It does connect to another little block of private land up in this WMA. But yeah, right back there, I've been out there one time. Right back there, it's about 100 yards in the woods maybe is where the property line is. And it's about 9 acres of private ground there in the WMA here in Arkansas. So it's pretty sweet. I've never hunted it. There is actually a old stand out there in the woods. The only time I've been out there, it was about knee-deep water. But like I said, there is a stand out there. I know somebody some time ago has hunted that spot, but I never have. Hopefully this year my plan is to hunt this, spend some time out here, getting familiar with it. Like I said, it's only 9 acres, but it is smack dab in the middle of a WMA here in East Arkansas. So there you go, there's the big news. That was the big surprise. We've got a piece of ground inside a WMA here in Arkansas. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Just a couple little things around the property, just kind of checking things out mostly. I'll have to come back. I'll have to revisit that duck hole trail and that boat and everything. I'll have to regroup, kind of get a better plan for that and get back out there. But yeah, season's not too far away now. It's only, it's a handful of weeks and that's it. I've only got a handful of weekends left before I'm gonna try to ease out of the property, stay out at the start of bow season, and then get busy hunting. So I do appreciate y'all following along with all this, staying up to date with the channel and the Instagram and all that stuff. That's gonna be it for me today. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.